Today's episode of Time Mule is sponsored by Wallace Shawn brand avocado toast. Wallace Shawn brand avocado toast is made with the freshest avocados and the
Why don't
toastiest.
we scratch the avocado toast order and save the alligator pears for what nature intended? Good old-fashioned guacamole, cha-cha.
Well, as a fellow graduate of Miss McCaw's School of Etiquette, Politeness, and Hygiene, I'm taken aback by your rudeness of that comment, Jason.
God, I've been feeling so off lately, like I'm about to say something and this rude switch flicks on, and the words will just fly out of my mouth. Let's try another take. Sorry, babe.
It's Gabe.
Yeah, I know.
You called me babe.
Well, I don't want to get off on a rant here, babe, but I think we the sheeple are in need of an old-fashioned performance review. Or maybe just an optometrist appointment.
What the hell are you talking about?
With the emphasis these Liberito fat cats in Washington are putting on Silicon Valley versus good old-fashioned American perspiration. It's like we're mistaking Rosie the robot for Cindy Crawford.
Okay, that didn't make any sense. Jason, would you mind if I shine my trusty keychain flashlight into your ear?
Be my guest, Mr. Thomas Albert Edison.
All right. I have a hunch of what may be going on here. Let me just see.
Whoa, mind turning down your phaser, Mr. Sulu?
Did you hear that, Gabe?
Just as I expected.
I haven't seen a light this bright since St. Peter mistook me for Michael Dukakis' presidential campaign.
Ooh, this is really bad.
What is it?
You have an inner Dennis Miller.
What?
Now, if I could just yank him out of there with my trusty keychain tweezers.
Hold on, I thought you're not supposed to put anything in your ear smaller than your elbow.
Speaking of elbows, it would have been nice if the Time Mule boys elbowed the Tough Luck Tyke segment last episode. I remember the days when comedy skits didn't require an intermission.
Stay still, you mini late 80s, early 90s pop culture parasite.
Whoa there, Gina Lola Brigida. It's suddenly like Gitmo a Go-Go in this podcast co-host ear canal.
Man, he's really lodged in there.
Now, I don't want to get off on a rant here, but I'm a little fed up with these millennial outer woke space armchair shea Guevaras. More like chai Guevara. I mean, whatever happened to the Joe-year-old man used to guzzle down his windpipe at 6 a.m.? After taking in a little rocket fuel, he'd go away for 8 hours to bring home the cashola, to pay the mortgage, and put chow on the table. You work, you live, comprende? Not a hard equation. You could put down the chalk, Mr. Archimedes.
My word. This is so hacky.
Sheesh. I guess it isn't true what they say. All snowflakes are exactly alike. Speaking of snow, what's all this hysteria around global warming? Last winter, the East Coast got more white powder than a 1985 soiree attended by Steven Tyler, Rob Lowe, Robert Downey Jr.
Got him. Persistent little bugger, huh?
Oh boy, I feel so much better. Thanks, man.
All in a day's work, my friend.
How isn't that special?
Time Mule.
One, two, three, four, five. Ugh. Bills, bills, bills. There has to be another way. Hi, I'm Time Mule's Mike. That used to be me, believe it or not. Do what you love, and you'll never work a day in your life. I first heard these words during my 5-episode character arc on the Father Dowling Mysteries. Remember the fast-talking rapper altar boy, Little Stinker? Yeah, that was me. Tom Father Dowling Bosley whispered those words into my young pink ear as he straightened my bolo tie. Well, that was a long time ago, and that little pink ear grew up. The ravages of time left it withered, hairy, and cold. It wasn't until a year ago I took Tom's words to heart. Do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. Well, I was a family man. mowing the lawn, diapering the tot, and all that stuff. And I loved it. But as it turns out, it didn't love me. Imagine the egg on my face. Cut to 5 months later. I'm napping in my car. Wake up, and I see a seagull eating a whole hot dog right there on the front of my car. And that gull's going at it like he hasn't eaten in weeks. Peck! The beak pops through the taut, all-natural casing. Peck! A gullet full of beef, pork, and chicken. Peck! A craw full of toasted hot dog bun. And I'm thinking, that son of a bitch. Look at him go. He's doing what he loves. What nature intended. What he was born to do. And I know it was a boy seagull. I could tell. Do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. Well, what was I born to do? Play music? No. Clearly the weak link in every band I've been in. I was told this by many people. Teaching? No. It turns out battling all the rage that comes with letting children swear at you all day has health consequences. Serious health consequences. Well, what do I love? Napping in my car, for one. Definitely making popcorn, for two. And trying to endear myself to others by being an agreeable little swat. Well, that's why I founded Daybreak Industries. Why Daybreak Industries? Well, that's easy. For one, Daybreak Industries sounds like a business that employs people who could barely figure out a broom. So when you're a customer to an organization called Daybreak Industries, you're shocked if you get anything at all. And I like that. It takes a lot of pressure off me, the founder, CEO, and sole employee of Daybreak Industries. What's more is, my workday ends right at daybreak, just as your day begins. Your day beginning the right way, by slipping your feet into warm slippers. Have I got your attention now? I thought so. Here's how Daybreak Industries works. First, you give me a key to your house. Between the hours of 4 and 6 a.m., I sneak into your house with unpopped popcorn kernels, my own microwave, and I can't emphasize this enough. I have to use my own microwave. I know it. It's my tool. Would you ask, I don't know, Grandma Moses, the most prolific artist in the world, to paint with your idiot paintbrushes? No. And a map leading to the place where you lay your slippers. So, here's how I do it, right? I pop the popcorn, right? It comes out all hot and steamy, yeah? I tiptoe to your slippers, and I fill it up with sizzling kernels. Oh, did you hear that? It's still so hot, a kernel popped even though it's been out of the microwave for a full minute at this point. Oh, buddy boy, you are in for a treat. And then you wake up. Am I anywhere to be seen? I'm gone. You slip your feet into those slippers. Oh man, this Monday just started feeling like a Friday. And you know what? All of your Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, you know the rest of the days, they could all feel like Friday. The best day of the week, according to Tom Bosley magazine. You may be asking, Mike, I can't afford this. I have a public servant's job. I can't afford such luxury. No, my friend. And for this service, all I ask for in return is a place in your driveway to park my car. Well, Mike, I don't have a driveway. What should I do? I don't care. That is your problem. You decided not to have a driveway, not mine. As you know, I like to take naps. The local constabulary doesn't particularly approve of me sleeping just anywhere. So if I'm in your driveway, there ain't anything you can do. Another time you peep out your window. Oh, look, it's Mike. He's in my driveway there. Oh, he looks upset. Oh, man. Is that one of those Def Leppard ballads? I should knock on the window and see if he's okay. No, do not. That is not why I'm doing this. I'm not doing this for attention. This is just the way it's going to be. Look, it's sadness. It's fine to feel that. It's not darkness. It's just sadness. Oh, maybe you should talk to somebody. Well, I thought I was talking to somebody you. No, I meant somebody like who is like paid to just nod their head and go, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, thanks a lot for the advice. But I didn't realize I was talking to the CEO and founder of Daybreak Industries. Oh, wait, I wasn't. I'm the CEO and founder of Daybreak Industries. What do you do? What do you work at one of those NASA computer labs where they have the reel-to-reel tapes and stuff? Oh, big man, you wear your lab coat. Well, listen, I run a company. And if you think a guy who runs a company doesn't know how to deal with sadness, then my friend, you are sadly mistaken. Look, I don't feel good about this. I don't like the way this commercial ended. Listen, here's what I'm going to do to make this up. I'm going to give you, I don't know if I could do this. Hold on, let me talk to my manager. Charlie! No, not back room, Charlie. Not stock room, Charlie. I need to talk to 10% Charlie. 10% Charlie. Yeah, can I? Yeah, I screwed the pooch on this one. Well, I could use a different kind of expression, but I like that one. It gets right to the point. Hey, can I throw in the bonus because I really insulted them in this commercial? Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. All right, I was just given the go-ahead by my manager here, 10% Charlie. We've never done this before. This is very interesting. I'm going to give you a year subscription to Daybreak Industries Sunrise Popcorn. 2, I'm going to give you that pasta machine that Ron Popeil was advertising in maybe the late 90s. It made chocolate pasta. Pasta for dessert? Hold on to your toupees, Time Mule listeners. 3, I'm going to give you a CD of Frank Sinatra? Nope. Elvis Presley? Nope. It's me, Time Mule's Mike, singing some of my favorite hits, such as Aerosmith's Crying. I was micing when I met you. Now I'm micing to forget you. Your mic is sweet misery. I was micing just to get you. Now I'm micing cause I let you do what you mic down on mic. Van Halen's Love Comes Marching In. Then you sense a change and nothing feels the same. All your mics are strange. Mike comes walking in, some kind of alien, waits for an opening, simply pulls a string. Mike comes walking in. Freddie Boom Boom Cannon's Palisades Park. Up like a rocket ship, down like a roller coaster, back like a loop-de-loop and around like a merry-go-round. We ate and ate at a hot dog stand. We danced around to a rockin' band. And when I could, I gave that girl a hug. In the tunnel of love, you'll never know how great a kiss can feel when you stop at the top of a Ferris wheel. When I fell in love down at Palisades Park. Mr. Dave Davies on lead piano. We ate at 8 at a hot dog stand, danced around to a rockin' band. When I could, I gave that girl a hug. In the tunnel of love, you'll never know how great a kiss can feel when you stop at the top of a Ferris wheel. When I fell in love down at Palisades Park. Down in Palisade Park, Mr. Chuck Barris. Thank you for coming down. This song's for you, and you, and you, but not you.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Now Showing. This is the segment where I, Gabriel, Jason, and Mike talk about a movie that one of us chose. This month, it's a little different. Usually, we pick a movie that the person who's hosting hasn't seen, but I picked a movie that neither Mike or Jason have seen, which is Predator.
Yes.
This is a movie that I have seen growing up. I watched it a lot. I was curious to see what these two thought because it's kind of a movie that's been in the cultural zeitgeist for what, like almost 40 years now, over 35 years, and it's I was just curious, what did you guys think this movie was going into it? Like throughout your whole life, what did you think this movie was about?
Well, at first I thought it was going to be, a bulk of it just them running around avoiding this alien guy in the jungle, and it was.
Yeah.
And I was always thinking, like, well, it can't be just that. But it was mostly that. But there was also, like, interesting things, like, they're burying a big story here. Like, so the spaceship drops the Predator guy off on Earth. Or does he, like, escape from the ship? Like, what's the story there? They don't ever come to that. Like, oh, they'll probably explain that big spaceship thing. No.
It's very bold to start the movie with like a spaceship and then turn into
here
another
we
movie
go.
for a little while.
Yeah.
And now I finally know what that meme is about with the two arm wrestling arms in deadlock. And then one says, like, tastes great. And the other one says, less filling.
So why don't you use the regular army? What do you need us for?
Because some damn fool accused you of being the best.
Dylan! You son of a bitch! What's the matter? The CIA got you pushing too many pencils? Huh? Had enough?
Make it easy on yourself, Dutch.
Okay. Never did know when to quit, huh?
Damn good to see you, Dutch.
Jesse the Body Ventura. This was an era for wrestlers making movies or appearing in movies too, wasn't it? So, like, did this come out around the same time as They Live?
I think this was like almost the same year. I think They Live was what, 88?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, like wrestlers were that was what people's focus was on back then were, oh yeah, let's start putting wrestlers in these movies. This movie has 2 future governors in it.
That's right.
Yeah, this movie has a lot of talent behind it, more than you would think. It's directed by John McTiernan, who did like Die Hard, Last Action Hero, kind of did a lot with the action genre. Of course, you have the actors, Carl Weathers, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Jesse Ventura, Shane Black. Shane Black, if nobody knows, is a director himself now, and he has directed Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, The Nice Guys, and he's a screenwriter. Any action movie you see set during Christmas, he's kind of the guy behind it. But that isn't Die Hard.
There's a lot of action movies set during Christmas. I've barely seen any action movies.
If you do see one, Shane Black's usually behind it.
That's
kind
crazy.
of his MO.
That's a thing.
Yeah. Like I think he wrote the Lethal Weapon movies. Those take place during Christmas. Last Boy Scout, I think he takes place during Christmas as well.
Yes. Jingle All the Way, does that count?
No, that's not an action movie.
I've got to get the action man for my son.
The special effects is by Stan Winston, which is just unbelievable makeup in this. And do you two know who Peter Cullen is?
Sounds familiar.
No, I don't.
So Peter Cullen did the voice of the Predator in this, but Peter Cullen is better known as the voice of Optimus Prime
Oh.
Oh, okay.
and Winnie the Pooh.
Basically the same voice, so
Yeah.
not a lot of talent there.
Oh man, was that? Let me look up a picture of him.
He's just like a sweet old man.
Oh man, no, I don't know this guy.
Let's get into it. Jason, what did you think of the movie?
So I've told you guys this before. I'm not a big action movie guy. You know, the most action I usually like would get would be like a movie like My Dinner with Andre. Like, you know, the waiter coming in with a plate. Like that's the kind of stunt that I've seen.
It's the way he comes in with a plate.
Yeah. So I was impressed with just how little, and I mean this as a compliment, how little story the movie has. It just jumps in. Here we go. We have a situation, and then they're in it. It's almost like something you would see in like an exploitation film, where they're just like, we want to be entertaining throughout the whole film. With that being said, I found myself rooting for the Predator the whole movie. I like the Predator. I didn't like the military guys. That didn't seem like an above the board type operation. They went to rescue hostages in the first 20 minutes of the movie, and they were just blowing everything up. You know, anything in the vicinity, and they're like, oh, they killed the hostages. It's like, you probably killed the hostages when you were just like firebombing that place.
You didn't even look.
Yeah. But the Predator was cool, you know? It's like, in a way, like the Arnold was kind of the Predator. He was after him, trying to take him down.
That was a super creepy ending too. See, it sort of came out of nowhere too. So like, oh, that's the end. I was listening to Paul Thomas Anderson being interviewed earlier today, and he mentioned the end of There Will Be Blood. It's just, what does Daniel Day-Lewis's character say? Oh, I'm done. That's it.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
something like
finished.
that. Yeah, right. Yeah, and that sort of happened there because he had that really creepy. He mimicked the human voice, like he just like a hunter would like pick up like the voice of like the sound of a duck.
What the hell are you?
And it kind of didn't it just end there?
No, like he blows himself up, and then Arnold finally gets to the chopper, and then it's just like,
Boom.
yeah, it literally just like ends with like the helicopter going away. Like, there's no, you want to know what happens after that? Like, what is his status report? Like, what is he going to report after that?
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, it must say something about me, but I was always thinking about that. I'm like, what's the movie where it's that old man, he's had enough of these dirty street punks.
There's a
Oh,
lot.
Falling Down. Right?
No, it was before that. It was a
Death Wish.
Death Wish, yes.
Okay.
And like movies like that, it's always like, well, they can't just like shoot everything up. Like, what happens after this? Like, they're all gonna get in trouble.
Like, there has to be consequences.
I was always worried about people like they're gonna get in trouble because you can't. Big Trouble in Little China. Oh, I used to love that movie. There's like, You can't just do this stuff.
So, Mike, what did you think of the movie?
I liked it, and I was thinking like it was the best thing was just to look back because I just always feel like I was in 5th grade when all these movies came out, and all like the kids around me, like they loved the big machine gun things were all the rage, and like these like just beefy kids would just like pummel the hell out of each other in line outside school, and I didn't like the action movies. I think at that time, I'll be honest, I like MacGyver a lot. They Live, which we said I like that, was on TV a lot, and that Night of the Living Dead sequel where they were at the shopping mall, that was on TV quite often. That was the movies I liked, so I never
That's
went
one
in
of
for
my
the big
favorite
machine
movies.
gun stuff. But yeah, no, I liked it. I was surprised. So this must be like, is this like a high watermark of the genre?
It is. It's. I mean, I saw this YouTube video from Patrick H. Willem. I highly recommended. It's recommended. It's Predator: The Masterpiece, and there's a lot of stuff I didn't know about this movie beforehand. But this is like it doesn't seem like a big deal nowadays, but this was like one of the first like crossing of genres. Because what it is, it's one of those big goofy action movies like Commando,
Oh yeah.
but it was also really big at the time were slasher movies.
Mm.
And what this essentially is a slasher movie. Like you have a bunch of people who, they don't have to be likable, but the story is basically just you're just watching them get picked off one by one, And that's pretty much what it is. It's just what makes it different is that, these people are capable of defending themselves. They're not just horny teenagers, but like
they basically are.
They basically are. They certainly, that's the maturity level is about teenage. But there's one scene in here. It's like about 5 minutes straight of all of them are just shooting the jungle at nothing, basically. And like, it looks like gun porn, basically. But the director, John McTiernan, was saying like, he wanted that to go on for as long as it did to show how impudent they are with their guns now. Like they look like cowards. They look like idiots now. I mean, they look like idiots before, but like this to show like, no, you're truly, it's useless and you're really fucked now. So yeah, check out that video. It's really cool. But this is a high watermark. I mean, obviously this franchise is still going on. They just came out with another one last year. And out of like, those Terminators and Alien movies, I feel like Predator still has more good movies than bad ones under its belt.
And I wanted to ask you, Gabe, as a Predator aficionado, how was it that Arnold in the jungle, hiding from the Predator who has this infrared heat vision thing, how was it that the mud that he accidentally fell into protected him from that alien technology?
I don't know. I think it's just I think they did this on MythBusters where they proved that it doesn't work. But I think the logic was that like the mud was supposed to be cold enough to like not see his body heat, like coat him basically.
I mean,
layer on it.
I guess you can explain around it because you could say, well, on the Predator's planet, there's no such thing as mud, and that
I guess. I mean, I don't know.
Here's the two guys on MythBusters. Here's the guy with the beret. I'm not going in the mud. I'm not doing it. And the other guy's like, yeah, I'll go in the mud.
Wow, that's a pretty good. We should bring MythBusters back as an animated show.
I'm not doing it. No.
I'll just get you to do the voices. I want to do another shout out. The music in this movie is done by Alan Silvestri. Such a good composer. It did kind of sound a lot like Back to the Future at times.
Yeah.
Because this is the movie.
It did.
This is the movie he did in between Back to the Futures, Back to the Future 1 and Back to the Future 2. So he was still in that like
Yeah.
yeah, da 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 da.
Yeah.
Da 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 da. Like it's a brilliant soundtrack, and I really love his work, but it sounds so much like a pre Back to the Future to ramble up to it. Like he's just this is kind of something he just knocked out in between.
The music was pretty loud too. It was kind of edging into like a Chris Columbus movie where the music was so loud.
All right, do you two want some facts?
I love that.
Hit us with some facts.
All right, I'm just gonna go to the big one.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's first stage name. Arnold Strong, because he's strong.
He's strong. So the Predator was originally supposed to be played by Jean-Claude Van Damme.
He would have been little though, right?
Yeah, that was one of the reasons
okay.
that he was he first off, he didn't want to do it because he didn't want his face to be covered, and the suit that they went before. Oh man, we're gonna post the photo of it of what the Predator was supposed to look like. It looks really goofy. So they did a redesign. Jean-Claude Van Damme, I guess he couldn't do a lot of kicks in the suit either, so he just was like, "This isn't for me." He got out of there, and he was very, very small man. So they got Kevin Peter Hall, who was 7'2", to play the Predator, which is more imposing.
Van Damme also demanded that he get to sing the theme song.
The Kevin Peter Hall also. I'm gonna take a stab in the dark here. Did he play Harry and the Hendersons?
I think he did, actually.
That would just make sense. Like, why wouldn't he?
Let me click his name real quick. In his known fours, it is third one.
Yeah. Harry. It's John Lithgow, right?
Yes.
Don't bury our turkey. I don't know what he does.
All right, so I'm just gonna say that I still like this movie. It has its problems. It's definitely of its time, the 80s. There are some lines where I'm like, oh, I don't like that anymore. But it's still, one of my favorite action movies. If I really want like an 80s action movie that's just like explosions and then like a gore on top of that, I still really like The Predator.
I like the character, the Predator, cool guy. And I love the freeze frames at the end of the movie with all the people who have, for the most part, have passed on. Their little stills, joking around in the jungle.
It's like an 80s sitcom where just like, I'm still alive. Don't worry about me.
Yeah, I was only playing a role. This is a make 'em up. The credits end and the Predator like walks out like it's on a soundstage. What are you guys all doing here? The movie's over. Get lost.
Yeah. It would make that credit sequence even better if it was like the opening of Saturday Night Live, where it's like just the loud saxophone music. They're like on the night on the town. They just notice the camera is like, oh, hi.
Come out of a cab. Hey.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it's like that like kind of melancholy end of the night piano music, and everyone like the clap. All right, I want to thank Lorne Michaels and the best cast in the world.
Mike Myers is pointing at his Maple Leafs jersey in the background.
All right, Mike, what did you think?
Look, I just want to know more about the Terminator. I just want to know more about the Predator. But it is weird to me that Arnold Schwarzenegger became just as the symbol of American muscle.
A man from Austria.
No, but if you haven't seen this, and it's like you said, Gabe, it's like it's been around me my entire life. I felt like I've already seen it, but you should just see it. It's one of those things that if you haven't seen it, see it. It's worth seeing.
Yeah, but also keep in mind, there's going to be things where it's like, oh, this was made in the 80s, and that's not a cool thing to do.
The first Michael J. Fox movie, I was thinking today, there's a whole thing where he, Teen Wolf, where he seeks out lost cocaine for his friend. He's like, I can't find my toot anywhere. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I mean, so everything in the 80s, there's nothing. Everything's kind of gross from that era.
All right, well, on that note, thank you very much for joining us. Time Mule. Here we are again by the warming fire.
Ow. Don't touch it, though.
Stop doing that.
It's so beautiful.
It's very beautiful. And, looking at the flames, one thing comes to mind, and that's... What did we learn today?
Well, I learned that you can't make a film in the 80s, or you couldn't make a film in the 80s, without including a 1950s sing-along song. For whatever reason, people in their 20s and 30s couldn't get enough of At the Hop and Rock Around the Clock, and in the case of our movie this week, Little Richard's Long Tall Sally. For some
music.
I think that the people in this movie probably would have been listening to, like, given their age, when they were in high school, they probably would listen to, like, Seals and Croft, the early Steely Dan, the less complicated Steely Dan, maybe
I like Richie Blackmore's Rainbow.
or maybe a little Foghat.
Well, Arnold did like that original heavy metal sound.
But I don't know if they would have been. It's funny that any movie with teenagers, let's listen to Blue Suede Shoes and go to the dance. I don't know. I think it has more to do with the people maybe that were directing the movies, or picking the songs that might have been more their generation. I got nothing against 50s music, but it's just if you
It
just
probably
think
came real cheap too, because like famously all those 50s people got screwed out of their like royalties and stuff. So maybe the licensing on it wasn't very much.
Well, that's what I learned. If you're an 80s movie, you have to have some 1950s malt shake
Or
music.
a Kenny Loggins song.
Oh. Or both.
Like he did. Wow, he's got some list of movie songs. It's impressive.
Well, I learned that in 1984, there was a show called ER. Not the ER that you're thinking of,
Oh yes.
but a different ER starring Elliot Gould. And get this, George Clooney.
I think the universe is gonna fall off its axis that you just exposed this.
It's just weird that George Clooney was in two shows called ER that are completely different.
I've seen all the original ER because I was home almost every summer, and that was on like Lifetime, I think, at like maybe it was like one of the last shows you could watch before it went to all game shows and soap operas. And it was on Lifetime at like 10 a.m. And they only made one season. I must have seen every single one of those episodes.
Yeah. I only see one season on here.
Guys like us, we did the quarantine in the 90s. There was no deadly disease. We just stayed home and watched a lot of TV.
I literally had nothing to do outside.
I think I'm going to watch all of this.
Right now? Pop it on.
Yeah, bye.
Well, I learned something valuable today, that we have an email account. And there were
What is
2
it?
emails in it.
What?
Is it timemule@gmail.com?
It's timemule@gmail.com, indeed. And the first email comes from Ryan Q of Western Massachusetts. And Ryan Q writes, subject header, Paths of Glory. Respectfully, you guys need to revisit Paths of Glory. Talking about something we spoke of in an episode past about how you're never going to watch Paths of Glory, the Stanley Kubrick movie, ever again. He says, respectfully, you guys need to revisit Paths of Glory, one of the great films of the 20th century. Now, maybe so. I just can't imagine. I was thinking about Encino Man a while ago, and I might watch Encino Man again before I watch Paths of Glory again.
By asking us this, you might be inviting us to trash this movie, Paths of Glory. So just know just careful what you wish for.
Well, see, I've seen it and it's really good, but I don't think I'll watch it again.
Could you do it from memory if I watched it, or if I picked it for?
No, I can't remember a movie that I've watched last night. I couldn't
I'll give
name
you the
it.
screenplay.
I couldn't name a main character's name. Major plot points.
We'll see what we can do about that.
I gotta take some ginkgo biloba.
I used to take ginkgo biloba, but I forgot where I left it. Isn't that dumb? I did make that up. I heard that somewhere a while ago. We have another one. And it's from Gabe's brother, I think. Unless this is a prank. A schoolboy prank.
And if we find out this is a schoolboy prank.
Swear to God.
We're ending the show.
Oh, also, by the way, people that send us emails, you probably didn't know that we're just going to read these on the show. We didn't know we were going to read these on the show till just now.
No, not at all.
And what do we call this segment? Do we have a name for this?
Mail hole. Dare you to go down the mail hole. I heard people never come back. That's like the theme. It's just a spoken word thing, so we don't need to produce it at all. It's good.
Print it.
This one says, Dear Mike. Oh, I got it first. Dear Mike, Jason, and Gabe. It goes from oldest to youngest. My name is Raphael G, or Raph for short, or my preferred pen name of Raph Enchoma. Oh, it's a pronunciation key here. Inchoma. I won't remember that. I am the eldest brother to Gabe. Does this all sound right so far?
Oh, it sounds just like him.
Okay. Beyond the familial connection, I'm a massive fan of the Time Mule series and the silly yet well-crafted skits and conversation you do there. This email goes on to say, the following playlist and related videos are all unlisted. I don't know if we should share this. They're all unlisted and not available to the public outside of the shared link. It is a test run of videos based on your series with minimal graphics that I created myself using basic OBS software. Then there's a link, and I won't read like the HTTP thing, because that would be...
Well, this sounds really cool. Maybe we should figure out what it is and share it if we can.
I think it's our podcast, but it's on YouTube, so people can watch it on YouTube. Not video, just the audio portion. That way you can just put it on.
That's great.
Access it anywhere on YouTube. So yeah, we'll probably send a link out or something like that, or we'll see what we're going to do with that in the future. But
there we are.
Thank you, Ralph.
Thank you very much.
You will receive a prize in the mail.
And again, if we find out this is some kind of schoolboy prank, it seems legit. It seems legit.
And that's our show, everybody. Good night.